All right, let's jump right in. Something's happening right now in the world of software, and it feels like one of those once-in-a-generation shifts. It's stirring up this crazy mix of excitement and, let's be honest, a little bit of panic. We're talking about a fundamental change in how we actually build things.
And this quote from a C-level leader, man, it just perfectly captures that feeling. It gets right to the heart of the anxiety. I mean, when you see months of your team's hard work get done over a weekend, it makes you ask some really, really tough questions about what comes next. So what do we even call this thing? The term that's sticking is vibe coding. It was coined by the AI researcher Andrej Karpathy, and it's all about shifting software development from this super rigid, syntax-heavy job into more of a creative conversation with an AI. You just describe what you want, you give it the vibe, and the AI handles the nitty-gritty code. The wall between having an idea and having a working app, it's getting lower and lower. And that leads us directly to what I'm calling the weekend prototype panic. This is the exact phenomenon that has so many people spooked right now. Here's the core of it. Ideas that used to need whole teams and months of work can now be turned into a real working prototype by a single person just talking to an AI. That radical compression of time and resources, that's what's shaking up the entire competitive landscape. It's making established companies rethink absolutely everything.
So, what's actually making this all possible? Let's do a quick tour of the tools that are really powering this whole revolution.
First up, let's talk about building complete, full-stack web applications. These are the platforms where you can literally go from a simple sentence to a fully functional app, with a front end, a back end, a database, the whole shebang. Two of the heavy hitters in this space right now are Lovable and Bolt. Lovable, it's kind of known for being really balanced and reliable. Bolt, on the other hand, is all about insane speed and quick changes. But what's really fascinating is that developers are already treating them like a toolkit. They'll use one, hit their daily limit, then hop over to the other one just to get more done. Now, it's not just about building stuff from scratch. There's this whole other category of tools made to plug right into a professional developer's workflow, making them just ridiculously more efficient. So tools like Cursor and GitHub Copilot actually live inside a developer's code editor. And their superpower is that they understand the entire project. They have the full context. That means they can rework code across thousands of files at once or suggest a new feature that perfectly matches the style of the existing code. It's basically like having a senior developer as your pair programmer, 24/7.
And this table just lays it all out. The big takeaway here isn't just the names, it's how accessible this stuff is. For the price of a few cups of coffee, anyone can get their hands on professional-grade tools. Cursor for the pros, Bolt for rapid prototypes, even natively for mobile apps at just $5 a month. I mean, come on. The barrier to creating software is just collapsing. Which, of course, leads us to the big, scary question. If anyone can spin up a new app over a weekend, does that mean established businesses are just toast? Is that prototype the whole story? Well, let's pump the brakes a little. The consensus from people who've been doing this for years is a pretty loud no. And that brings us to the huge difference between a flashy demo and the messy reality. I absolutely love this quote from a discussion on Reddit because it just cuts right through all the hype. People get so mesmerized by that initial wow moment of the build. But as this person points out, real software is way more complicated. It follows the 80-20 rule. And here's exactly what that looks like. That flashy prototype you saw built in a weekend, that's the first 20%. The other 80%, the real, hard, unglamorous work, is everything that comes after. It's fixing the weird bugs, it's customer support, it's compliance, and it's making sure the thing doesn't crash when more than 10 people use it. So the crucial point is that a demo is just the opening act. It's missing all the hard parts, it doesn't handle all the weird edge cases, it's not integrated with other critical systems, and it sure as heck doesn't have a plan for customer support or security. That's where the real business is built. This reality check really makes you think. If the simple act of coding isn't the main challenge anymore, what actually makes a business defensible? We have to start looking for the new competitive moats. The game has just fundamentally changed. When building things becomes cheap and easy for everyone, then just being able to build is no longer a real advantage. It's just the cost of entry. It's the new table stakes. So what's left? What are the new moats? It turns out they're all the things that are uniquely human. It's the trust you've built with your customers over years. It's your team's deep, niche knowledge about a specific industry. It's how fast you can adapt and change. And it's the unique data that you have that nobody else has. An AI can't just spin those things up over a weekend. So, the big mindset shift here is to stop seeing this technology as a threat that's going to replace you and start seeing it for what it truly is, your new force multiplier. This right here is the key takeaway. Don't try to outbuild an AI. That's a losing game. Instead, you take your unique knowledge, your understanding of your customers' weird specific problems, and you point these incredibly powerful tools at them. Your expertise is the lens. The AI is the amplifier. And that amplification can be absolutely massive. For instance, when developers start using their voice to code with these tools, they can be up to 5 times faster than typing. You can literally speak your ideas into existence and stay in that creative flow state instead of getting bogged down in syntax. It's a game changer. So I'll leave you with this final thought. As the friction to build software gets closer and closer to zero, the most valuable thing you have isn't your ability to write code. It's your unique understanding of a problem, a customer, or an industry. So ask yourself, what do you know that an AI can't? Because that's where your real advantage is.